Hey, so this will be my first video in a while, and yeah, I took a longer break than I expected to after my trip to the monasteries and the silent retreat. But I think it's really because that experience was more powerful than I expected it to be. Which I think it was good that I didn't have too many expectations going in. I think if you've seen that video, I kind of had plans for what I was gonna do, like where I was going, and generally like what my intentions were, but I at that point I already knew that I wasn't really going to be able to expect what was going to happen, at least in terms of the internal experience, because I'm probably not going to give a synopsis of the trip really because it's been like a month past now, but I essentially did exactly what I was planning to do, on the external level, but internally I both had more there was more getting in the way internally, and a lot less. I was a lot less focused than I expected to be with like the meditation practice I was doing. But on the other side of it, I got so much more out of it than I expected to, and I feel like I don't know, completely different in some ways. I still feel like the same person, and I don't feel like some really particular thing has changed. Like I couldn't really point to what is different, but I feel very different day to day, and and I honestly that hasn't it didn't start out being a positive thing. Almost I the reason I took such a long break from making videos and kind of doing the what I felt like was creating a lot of stuff. I felt like I was doing a lot of things before the retreat, and then I went to the retreat and stopped almost completely doing stuff. And I kind of I felt worse afterwards initially, but I immediately felt a difference. And I think that difference is the sort of thing that needed to kind of work itself through and to actually I don't know. I think it just took time for it to kind of manifest as the positive change that it inevitably is going to turn into, I guess. That's why it sounds very vague, but I guess what I'm saying is that the the retreat and the trip I went on brought up so many things that I kind of knew about, but hadn't really faced as directly. But by facing those, I sort of fell downwards on one level, but there's like a part of me that never that went upwards during the retreat and hasn't it is like not going to fall back down essentially. And that's a strange state to be in at first because it was like I was happier but far more depressed at the same time. But I think I'm gradually getting to a point where I that depression is working itself out, and I'm feeling still some darkness every once in a while, but it's like the happiness that was alongside the depression has completely stayed and is just gradually becoming the new baseline of my experience, which yeah, I'm very grateful for. It's yeah, it's I mean it's pretty clearly positive. I think just by the word of it, like being happiness and like detached peace, that sort of thing, is inevitably going to be a good thing overall. But it is definitely not without a lot of momentary downsides, like I mentioned, having the kind of a period of depression and not wanting to do anything and just not feeling like creating anything for a bit. But also some very clear. I guess things I don't want to get into too much. I don't want to make this too personal of a like a video journal type thing. But but yeah, one easy thing to point out is I've had a lot of dreams just over the past few weeks, I guess, and especially last night, I just had a crazy dream last night that was like, I make this joke sometimes to my friends, that it was just like the most, like it takes the spot as the most terrifying dream I've ever had, which is kind of like interesting to think that that has happened multiple times, that I have a new scariest dream. But it's not scary, obviously. It's not like I guess it's kind of a nightmare type thing, but not in the way that you might expect from the words I'm using. It's more just like what I'd really interpret it as is some type of memory from like very early in my life. And you know, there's some that were maybe from when I was like 2 years old or something. And it's things that I wouldn't really be able to remember, like consciously remember, but that are still kind of in my brain, or you know, stored somewhere in my body, like in my nervous system, and kind of have to be worked out somehow, like have to come back to the surface. And the only way for them to do that is through the dreaming state, and through dreams that are just very surreal and very intense. Because, at least by my kind of vague understanding, is that when you're a very young child, the world is extremely intense and extremely strange. Because if you consider you have very few memories of the outside world when you're very young. So things that seem pretty normal to us are probably just very like impossible to understand for an infant. But yeah, those are things most people never really have to confront in their lives, in their inner life. But that's just kind of the Buddhist path, the path of meditation and spirituality, is that you end up confronting those sorts of things, and things that you didn't even know really existed. But yeah, it's not always easy, but it is always a good thing. Eventually you come to see the way in which you sort of become liberated through facing all the things that are within you, and kind of just knowing that they're there, but also not being affected by them when they come back to the surface. Because the reason things get stored in that way is because they affected you when they first happened. And on some level, until you go back within and face those things again, you can never escape the effect of them. And there's always some amount of your mind that just isn't able to rest and relax properly, because there's that random thing that happened when you were 2 years old that you're unknowingly holding on to, and on some level basing your experience of reality, like basing your experience on whatever things have happened throughout your life, and that you haven't really been able to sit and face directly. And I think that's a fair description, I think, of what my experience on the retreat was. Because that's kind of a general trend in meditation, is you kind of quiet your mind and get to the deeper things that you're not normally able to confront, or not normally able to like be aware of, really. And I think that's really what was happening on that retreat. It was just that to a very extreme effect, and it was difficult in a lot of ways, but even while I was experiencing all sorts of different things, it was very clear that this was just like a cleansing process, and a very fast and very intense healing that I was experiencing. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the but yeah, what there is to say, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll kind of finish this by talking about what I expect to do with the channel moving forward. Because I started out doing the channel and kind of having each video have a certain topic. And yeah, the way I was doing it was I started with like 5 topics, and I was going to make a video on each one, kind of going in like an order, like a cycle. And I think I'll do a less a less formal version of that for some videos. Like I'll just make a video on what I'm thinking about, what I feel like talking about, and then decide afterwards what sort of topic it falls into. So it probably won't be like series of topics. Like it won't be 5 videos on whatever it is, like the Law of One, that type of thing. But if I start reading the Law of One again, I'll make a few videos about that, and just kind of have the title be. Yeah, this is the idea, that the title will be kind of a YouTube title, and then like alongside that, just that topic. So that if you are just looking for a video to watch in the channel, you can kind of see, oh, he has like a few videos that are Jungian psychology or something, and you don't need to like decipher from the video title, like if it's some kind of not cryptic, but like a clickbait type of thing. I'm not going to do clickbait, obviously, but to the extent that every YouTube video ends up being a little clickbait, I'll just sort of have that type of YouTube title, and then a topic to be very concrete and be like, this is what the video really is. So yeah, I think that'll be, at least at first, I'll do some videos like that. But I think I want to get into making courses, which I think YouTube wouldn't really be the place to have like a formalized course, but I think in the interest of practicing making, I guess, what do you call it, content, making that type of content, I think I'll do a few videos that are like, I don't have any ideas for what a course would be yet, but say it's like a meditation technique. It would be like this type of meditation technique, part 1, then I do like 3, maybe 5 parts. I kind of used it as a way to learn how to do that before I really commit to doing like a serious course that I would post on a course website or something. Because it's something I never really tried doing, which I guess no surprises. Obviously I haven't tried doing it, but I guess it's like that is I guess unfamiliar is what I mean. The idea of making a video and then making a new video, like another video that assumes that everyone watching the second one has seen the first one and has done maybe some sort of studying and like internalizing of what I've said. But yeah, I look forward to doing that type of thing where I'm making I guess making a video with the expectation that people are taking what I'm saying kind of seriously, and yeah, as I said, internalizing it and using it as a part of their actual practice. Because what I've done so far, and what I'll definitely continue doing for some videos, is this kind of casual style where I'm just thinking of things in the moment, not really expecting people to, take it any differently than that. So if I'm thinking of it in the moment, I expect people to watch it in the moment, and to hopefully, get some value out of it, maybe think of it later, but to not like take notes and study what I'm saying. But I think that's really what a course is like you prepare things and have a really concise and clear way of saying it, with the expectation that people are gonna hear what you say and think it's worth doing the same on the other side, like for them to take notes and then for them to write it down and yeah, to I guess hold on to it, which yeah, that'll be an interesting process. I hope yeah, I hope how do I feel about this topic now, I guess? I hope my imaginary viewer base that I'm speaking to will look forward to joining me on this journey. Yeah. I don't know how I want to express that type of thing, because I guess there are a few people that watch all my videos, like people who are friends and who find these things interesting, but yeah, I think it's probably good for, at least for practice, to just kind of pretend that I have a viewer base and people who have some sort of dedication outside of my, I don't know, dedication to my YouTube persona that I'm putting on here. Because, yeah, it's very different between actually knowing somebody and knowing who they are in videos. But But yeah, that's pretty much the way I'm resuming the channel, I guess, is yeah, doing a mixture of videos and not doing anything too substantially different, I guess. Yeah, just being myself the best I can, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you. You'll see me in the next video. I guess I won't see you.